Country rocks, but bluegrass rules.
As we promised, we have a very special guest on today's show, an icon.
The one and only 14-time Grammy winner, Ricky Skaggs. How you doing, brother?
Well, doing just fine. How you kids doing?
Doing good. How was that intro for you?
Oh, my Lord. That was mighty fine.
I know.
J.D. Sumner saying bluegrass, oh, Lord, that would resonate. We used to do that. We used to have his voice just on a separate CD, and when we would come out on stage, right before we come out, we would have them play that thing, and the low end on his voice would just rattle the speakers. Mm-hmm. It was so great. Yeah.
Very iconic. You and that sound of his voice both.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know, when you're my age and played as long as I have, iconic is kind of that, and elderly, and let's see what.
Well, now
else,
we weren't going to say that.
We can give. Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Now you started playing music when you were very young, right?
Yes, ma'am. I sure did. I was singing at about 3 years old. Mom and Dad said, because I can remember Mom and Dad singing in church up in Lawrence County there, and Mom would set me down on the pulpit in the church, and my little old legs would dangle off the front, and I'd sit there and sing with her and Dad, and sang harmony, with them, and Dad bought me a mandolin when I was 5. And I got to play with Mr. Monroe when I was 6 years old up in Martha, Kentucky, in Lawrence County at a high school up there. Mm-hmm. And then when I was 7 years old, we moved to Tennessee and to Goodlettsville, just a little suburb north of Nashville. And we met Earl Scruggs one night at the Opry, the old Ryman, when the Opry was still down there. And he heard me play backstage one night and invited, asked my dad to bring me down for an audition the next week for a spot on their television show, and I made the audition. And you can find it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Everything's on YouTube, I reckon. But there I am at 7 years old with Flat and Scruggs, so y'all can look it up if you haven't seen it. It's standing there with a Vacation Bible School haircut and a little string tie.
Oh, yeah. We know you're coming to Pikeville soon, too. Have you ever been to the Pikeville or Pike County area by any chance?
Oh, yeah. We've played up in there a lot. Years ago, played an outdoor music festival up there. It was
Autumn Jam?
This would have been, this would have been probably in maybe 84 or 5, something like that, maybe. But I remember how bad it rained and how bad the bus got stuck in the mud, and that's one of the things I remember about it. I also remember a huge crowd, but yeah, I don't remember ever playing the Expo Center though. I know that's a pretty big pretty big place, and but I think they've got it set up for a smaller crowd, smaller listening crowd and everything like that, more of a concert type setting, but yeah, we're sure looking forward to coming back. It's been a while since I've been in Pikeville, and we don't get to play Pikeville that often. We've played the Mountain Arts Center down in Prestonsburg, quite a few times, but it's been a while even since we've done that. We played the Paramount in Ashland, quite a bit, but that's a little drive from Pikeville. So, we're sure looking forward to coming up and seeing the folks and playing and just getting back to my roots and my stomping ground.
Mm-hmm. If you're just now tuning into the show, we have Mr. Ricky Skaggs on the line with us this morning. And I noticed, I was looking at your lineup, your tour. It's pretty busy.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking at. It's back to back to back to back. It's like June 21st, 22nd, 24th, 25th, all back to back.
Do you ever breathe, Mr. Skaggs?
And that covers 4 states. How do you do it?
Well, I try to try to get as much rest as I can. But, my dad used to say, idle hands is the devil's workshop, son. So you got to stay busy. You got to stay busy and stay at your craft and work hard at it. One of the things, Mom and Dad both really put in us kids was a good, hard work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like that, if people want to work, they can find something to do,
Right.
and, make yourself available to work, and people will hire you. If you show yourself worthy and so you show that you really want to, you can work, and so I think, I think Mom and Dad really, has put that in us, and all of us kids have, my brothers and sisters, we all wanted to work, and whatever we worked at, we wanted to do our best, and my dad was a welder, and Mom ran the farm and took care of us kids, while Dad was out, he had to travel a lot, to Ohio or Michigan or Tennessee, wherever, the good welding jobs were, that made him the most money,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'd get to missing the family, so we'd move to Ohio, or we'd move to Michigan, or we'd move to Tennessee, wherever. He was going to have a long job for, a couple of years, while he just, he didn't like being away from us, and I was thankful for that. Had my dad in my life a long time.
Well, we are
good.
very excited that you're headed back home, and we're glad to have you in Pikeville. Now, that's going to be on June 10th, and tickets are on sale now.
Yep, they sure are.
Hey,
All
thank
right.
you so much, brother. It's a complete honor, and I've already got my tickets ready. I'm ready to see you.
Well, it'll be good to see you guys, and be sure and come up and say howdy, all right?
All right, be safe out there.
Well, we always do. We always go sign autographs after the show, and so we'll be glad to meet folks and say howdy.
All right, we'll see you there.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, brother.
All right, stay tuned. There's more Foxy and Friends coming up.
When you'll have to say farewell. I saw